He didn't sell coffee. He didn't build cars. He didn't even create software. He sold a feeling. The feeling of belonging, of purpose, of being part of something greater than yourself. For a moment, the world believed in that dream. And that belief was worth $47 billion. But what happens when belief fades? When the man behind the vision starts believing that he is the vision. This is not just the story of a company. It's the story of modern capitalism's biggest illusion. Welcome to Profit and Ruin. New York City, 2010. A young Israeli named Adam Neumann walks through a dusty warehouse in Brooklyn. He's broke, but his eyes are burning with something bigger: ambition. Work doesn't have to feel like work, he says to his co-founder Miguel McKelvey. Together, they imagine a place where freelancers and startups could share more than just office space. A place where people could connect, create, and belong. They called it WeWork. It wasn't just an office, it was a movement. They painted the walls white, filled them with light, added couches, plants, free beer, and a slogan: "Do what you love." And for a generation of young dreamers, that line felt like religion. Adam wasn't a businessman. He was a storyteller. 6'5", long hair, always barefoot, always confident. He could make you believe anything, even that renting office space could change the world. Investors didn't invest in spreadsheets. They invested in Adam. He talked about peace, love, and community, while raising billions in venture capital. At all-hands meetings, he danced on tables. He told employees they were building a physical, social network. He compared himself to Jesus, to Steve Jobs, to a prophet of modern capitalism. And people followed him. WeWork wasn't a company anymore. It was a cult with a valuation. Then came the moment that changed everything. Masayoshi Son, the Japanese billionaire behind SoftBank, met Adam Neumann for just 12 minutes. 12 minutes. That's all it took. Son walked out and said, "You're not crazy enough." Then he gave Adam $4 billion. And that money burned like jet fuel. WeWork exploded across the globe. London, Shanghai, Berlin, Sao Paulo. Each new building became a temple of Adam's vision. But behind the scenes, profit didn't exist. The company was losing millions every day. Still, Adam told his team, "We're not here to make money. We're here to change the world." And for a while, that lie sounded like truth. By 2018, WeWork was valued at $47 billion. Adam was called the next Steve Jobs. But unlike Apple, WeWork didn't own anything. They rented buildings, then rented them again, with style and good lighting. The model worked only as long as belief lasted. But Adam didn't care. He bought a private jet, a $60 million home, and even trademarked the word "we." Then he sold that trademark to his own company for $5.9 million. WeWork wasn't about community anymore. It was about Adam. His wife Rebecca called herself the company's chief brand officer. She fired employees she didn't vibe with. Adam told staff he wanted to live forever. He said WeWork could end world hunger. And investors still clapped. The private jet arrived. Custom logo, meditation room, vintage wine. "I need space to think," Adam told reporters. Thinking cost millions. Parties blurred into board meetings. Employees slept under desks to meet impossible goals. Burnout was rebranded as purpose. The filing dropped. Numbers everywhere. And none of them good. WeWork was losing $219,000 every hour. Loans to the CEO, conflicts of interest, a tone of megalomania so thick it read like scripture. Headlines screamed, "From vision to illusion." Inside the offices, silence replaced music. Early 2019, WeWork prepares to go public. The document would finally reveal the truth behind the dream. "Once they see our mission," Adam said, "they'll join us." They saw something else. Then came 2019, the year of the IPO. WeWork was ready to go public, to show the world its books, its vision, its truth. And that truth was horrifying. The company was losing $219,000 every hour. Adam had borrowed money from WeWork to buy buildings, then rented those buildings back to himself. The filing described a man obsessed with control, drowning in ego. The market read the document and froze. The myth was broken, the illusion shattered. In just weeks, WeWork's value collapsed from $47 billion to less than $8. The IPO was cancelled. Investors panicked, employees cried in hallways. Adam Neumann, the man who once said, "We are family," walked away with $1.7 billion. SoftBank bailed him out. The same people who had believed in his dream now paid him to leave. Thousands lost their jobs. The community was gone. The buildings, empty shells of a belief that never really existed. Adam disappeared from the spotlight, living in mansions, investing quietly, still calling himself a visionary. Years later, the world moved on. But WeWork never recovered. Its idea, shared space, shared purpose, was devoured by reality. Leases, costs, debt, ego. In 2023, WeWork filed for bankruptcy. The once great revolution of work ended as another failed startup story. But its lesson remains. WeWork wasn't just about offices. It was about belief. The belief that charisma can replace logic, that vibes can replace value, that a smile and a pitch deck can rewrite the laws of business. Adam Neumann's genius wasn't creating a company, it was creating a myth. And for a while, the world bought it. Until reality arrived, and the myth collapsed. Exactly the way all bubbles do. Adam had stopped seeing borders between himself and his company. He was WeWork. He purchased buildings with company loans and then leased them back to WeWork at a profit. He turned personal assets into corporate ones, corporate cash into personal toys. He walked through the glass halls like a monarch, inspecting his kingdom. "This is more than real estate," he told employees. "We are redesigning how humans experience life." But every revolution costs money, and his burned faster than belief could refill it. Each expansion meant new rent, new debt, new risk. On spreadsheets, the numbers screamed. In meetings, Adam just smiled. A new CEO arrived, promising discipline and humility. The beer taps were closed, the yoga mats stacked away. Posters of "Do what you love" disappeared overnight. Without the Messiah, the movement felt hollow. The magic that fueled billion-dollar valuations could not survive fluorescent lighting and spreadsheets. WeWork staggered on. Less vision, more debt. In 2023, bankruptcy became the final headline. The revolution of work ended quietly, with a court filing. WeWork's story wasn't unique. It was the blueprint of the age, where narrative outruns numbers, and charisma replaces competence. Investors didn't buy offices, they bought belief. They mistook confidence for certainty. In the age of storytelling, the best storyteller wins, until math demands repayment.
Adam's gift was also his curse. He could make people feel alive, invincible, chosen, but that same power blinded him to reality. He stopped hearing no. He replaced caution with conviction. He built a castle from echoes of applause. When the cheering stopped, there was nothing left but debt and silence. Those who were there still talk about him. The rooftop parties, the barefoot speeches, the feeling that something extraordinary was happening. He cried about humanity in meetings, then fired whole teams hours later. He meditated before layoffs, as if balance could soften betrayal. He wasn't evil, just convinced that destiny excused consequence. And maybe that's worse. In the end, Adam Neumann walked away richer than ever. And maybe that's the cruel irony of capitalism. Sometimes, even when you fail, you still win. WeWork promised community, but delivered chaos. And in that chaos, we saw the purest form of modern business. Hype over substance. Ego over ethics. Faith over facts. I'm your narrator. This was WeWork. The rise and fall of Adam Neumann. You've been watching Profit and Ruin. Stories of success, deception, and everything in between.